Coming up on Mountain News at 6, we take a look at the measures being taken for high school football in the mountains in the midst of the search for Joseph Couch. And Appalachian Regional Healthcare invited state and local leaders to an event in Tug Valley to cut the ribbon on a project that's been ongoing for 2 years.
And we're seeing a few little renegade showers across the area. We'll plot that out in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
The manhunt for the I-75 shooting suspect Joseph Couch has now continued into day 7. In response, some schools have canceled high school football games, but others are still hitting the turf. WYMT's Amelia Lee is live with an update. Amelia.
The Hazard Bulldogs are getting ready to get out on this football field tonight for their Friday night lights, as well as their homecoming celebration. But this fun-filled night does not come without added security protections. And that's because of the ongoing manhunt for the I-75 shooting suspect, Joseph Couch, which happened about an hour from where I am right now.
We will have uniformed troopers and officers at every high school football game that is occurring Friday night,
where people can just feel a little bit better. Those could be my kids, and I'd want that extra uniform that's out there.
Hazard High School Principal Kathy Patrick says along with the security from the Kentucky State Police, the Hazard City Police will also be patrolling near the football field.
And we've talked to our teachers and staff and asked more of them to come to the game tonight and just be more alert and more aware of their surroundings.
At Leslie County High School, the added security is there to make students feel safe, not because of any viable threats.
We're just trying to, show that presence of law enforcement here and reassure our community and our staff and our kids that we're here to provide the normalcy that they're wanting.
Some of the decisions, like canceling in-person classes, have been tough calls for administrators to make.
I feel like school safety supersedes any other decision that you make at school, and we want our staff and our kids to feel safe every day.
At the end of the day, the students are what matter most.
We feel like our kids and our families are trusting us to have that safety in place.
Well, we always try to make sure our students feel safe on a daily basis, and we've just tried to ensure that they still feel that way.
High schools that have canceled their games for tonight are North and South Laurel, Lynn Camp, Pineville, Clay County, Corbin, and Jackson County. Officials do advise if you are going out tonight to stay vigilant, to stay aware, and just make sure to try and stay as safe as possible. As they say, the suspect, Joseph Couch, is still considered armed and dangerous. In Perry County, Amelia Lee, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Amelia, thank you. And as the manhunt continues, we'll of course keep you updated through the weekend with any major developments. A disaster relief organization spent all week in southern Kentucky helping feed first responders. Kentucky Baptist Relief fed dozens of police officers and others looking for Joseph Couch. Right now, that same group is on standby for possible hurricane relief on the Gulf Coast. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on their efforts in Laurel County.
The element of danger is always around because of the disasters that Kentucky Baptist Relief volunteers respond to. But this week, it's been a lot different.
Not typically are helicopters hovering over us with guys hanging out with their guns.
Instead of a storm, it's the alleged actions of one person.
We did not ever feel unsafe. I mean, we did not. Felt and we are so thankful for our local police, state police, and the FBI.
Baptist Relief were called when local efforts to collect food for first responders became overwhelming.
And it was us taking care of them. And, we're all about the gospel, but this time was all about feeding them.
Baptist Relief volunteers always had it in their minds of what if Joseph Couch were to come out of the woods close to them. What if he even himself needed a hot meal? What would they say and what would they do?
No, we prayed for that to happen.
Smith says prayers are that he'll be found alive.
Sitting down at a table, they could have done what they needed to do, but we would have told him that we were feeding him because Jesus loved him.
Hope the smell of their food might draw him out.
As long as there's breath, there's time for repentance.
The mission to feed police has ended. Now the group focuses on possible deployment to hurricane relief, a much more common call. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Kentucky Baptist Relief volunteers say their organization runs off donations and encourages people who would like to help in disasters to either send money or gift cards. Well, earlier today, there was a heavy police presence in the Exit 49 area of Laurel County. We understand that this was due to a drug investigation that was happening. Troopers with Kentucky State Police say this is not connected to the search of Joseph Couch and that it is part of a KSP drug enforcement special investigation. In Knox County, a man has been arrested on outstanding warrants. A 911 dispatch received a call about a man walking with a gun and shooting along Kentucky 1304 earlier today. In a post on social media, it says a Knox County Sheriff's deputy was in the area and he said he did not hear any gunshots, but the deputy made contact with the person that matched the description reported by the caller. The person did not have a firearm, according to the sheriff's office. In Laurel County, a man who was charged with disorderly conduct related to a shots fired incident was in court this morning. James Christopher Reed was arrested but was later released from jail following an incident where he was accused of firing off shots near a church. The sheriff's office responded to that call at approximately 8 p.m. Wednesday. Reed has a pretrial conference set for November 19th. In Breathitt County, police say they responded to a threat involving schools in that area this morning. In a post on Facebook, officers with the Jackson Police Department say they responded to that threat. The post also says, quote, "We want to reassure that the community that students remain our top priority, and we are working closely with the school system to ensure a safe environment for everyone." This weekend, police agencies from all over Kentucky are gathering to train new law enforcement officers, but these new officers come with a tail and 4 legs. Whether it's tracking down a suspect in the woods or identifying illegal substances, a man's best friend plays a crucial role in any police department. Now, smaller departments are also able to acquire these 4-legged helpers.
They can be anywhere from $13,000 to $20,000. I mean, just for the dog and the training itself of that handler. We want to make it to where it's a little more affordable for these smaller agencies that don't have the bigger budgets.
Tommy Parker helps run a yearly 4-day canine training for any agency in the state to come learn and teach their canines everything from location tactics and narcotic detecting. With just a $75 fee, the canines are able to learn specialized skills and earn certifications that go beyond what humans can accomplish on their own.
Well, we're seeing temperatures right now in the 70s and 80s, and we're seeing a lot of cloud cover at this hour. In some places, seeing even a little bit of rain. Here's the latest now on Buffalo Mountain. You can see the cloud cover still thick across portions of eastern Kentucky. We're seeing temperatures right now 70s and 80s, low 70s towards Logan, mid to upper 70s from Pikeville to Irvin. Moorhead's at 70. We're at 79 in Hazard. 80s from London to Somerset, down to Jacksboro, over towards Jonesville. So take a look at the 24-hour temperature change. Logan and Moorhead's 9 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago. Williamsburg, different story, the other end of the spectrum, 9 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. All right, here's a look at the ARH game of the week. Letcher Central taking on Hazard kickoff. Temperature will be 79 degrees. Will stay partly cloudy throughout the game. Mid-70s by halftime. Into the game, we'll see a temperature of 75 degrees. Seeing a little bit of precip on live pinpoint Doppler radar, and you can see as it takes that south east to northwesterly approach, you can kind of see that track right there. So something we'll be monitoring as we go into the next several hours. And when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 60s will greet you. I'll have your complete first alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. One addiction recovery provider has closed 5 facilities. According to the Lexington Herald-Leader, some employees with addiction recovery care were also laid off, and several clients have transitioned to other facilities. A spokesperson told WYMT that the business was forced to make some tough decisions as a result of impending and significant reimbursement cuts for addiction and mental health service providers in Kentucky. A ribbon cutting in the Tug Valley area brought state and local leaders to Pike County today, celebrating a program that's been underway since 2022. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about ARH Advanced Care Big Sandy.
If there's a region that has earned and deserves everything we get that is good for our people, it is here.
A ribbon cutting to celebrate hope and healing here at home.
A lot of the patients in our area, they lack resources that they need to travel to Lexington, Louisville, or other places.
ARH Advanced Care Big Sandy is a long-term acute care facility designed to cultivate a holistic healthcare model for patients who are in need of critical care or dealing with a complex diagnosis.
But also with the ultimate goal to give them their quality of life back. So it's a whole different approach to medicine.
From cardiovascular conditions to ventilator-dependent care, the center specializes in some of the more complex issues that would usually require long stays hours from home, outside of the scope of usual medical needs.
Today marks a new chapter in our commitment to providing our patients and their families with the absolute best health care possible close to home.
Bridging a gap and working to remove some of the barriers to healthcare access.
So to provide that for patients, there's actually research that shows that patients have better outcomes when they have their family there, when they are in a familiar place where people not only understand them but understand their culture.
A program that began 2 years ago and is celebrating a host of success stories.
Just to have a family member say that God put you here, what bigger compliment could anyone get than just know that you've made a difference in the lives of that patient and those family members.
As medical professionals hope to see future growth. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The unit is located in the Tug Valley ARH Medical Center in South Williamson. You can find out more about the advanced care options on our website.
All right, weather headlines for tonight. Rain chances have been taken out. We'll see mid-80s somewhere in the forecast. And we're going to look at the last full week of summer coming up in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
And one local college hosted its annual Rotary Day, giving students the chance to see the benefits of some of its programs.